Hi guys, so welcome back to I know, here we are again in lockdown, quarantine. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Yes, I did promise that I will be coming back soon. Here I am. I hope you guys are coping. I mean, COVID-19 seems like it's here, isn't it? But today being Easter Sunday and me being a believer of Jesus Christ, I know that he has been buried, so from today we're not talking about COVID-19 anymore. No, we're not talking about that anymore. No, we're not. We have silenced it. Literally, we've buried it. Yeah? We're not talking about it anymore. Okay. But today, I'm excited, okay? Really excited to have you all on board again. And I want to thank you very much for sharing the last episode 7 on social isolation, COVID-19. I mean, thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have all these views. Thank you. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you all. Yeah, so today I'm excited to share a story with you. My journey from being religious to spiritual. I know I did say in my last episode that, I'm spiritual. So I'm here to sort of break it down to you, my journey. I've not always been spiritual. I wasn't born spiritual. But yeah, I want to share my journey with you. Okay? So yeah, stay tuned. Right, so a little backstory about myself. I was born in Ghana, in Accra, and I grew up there to like the age of 9. Yeah, so I went to primary school in Ghana. I went to St. John's ABC, Chimota. Okay, it was a boarding school, so I was there, and until the age of 9, and I moved from Ghana to Hamburg in Germany. And so I have been around. And I was from Germany. I moved to London. So I did my secondary school education in Germany, and then I did obviously my college and all adult education here in London. So you could say I've been international. Yes, I am international. I've been around. So yes, you could say that. Yeah. So my parents are Christians. So I was born into a Christian family. Okay, and for us, most of us, Bible studies, devotion, morning devotion, evening devotions was part of the norm in my household. But my parents were not really Orthodox Christians. They will not drag you to church. No, that I could skip Sunday church. I mean, in that sense, they were quite liberal. That I wasn't forced to go to church. I wasn't, never. But I had to always make sure that I attend devotions, morning devotions in my parents' room. And so that was like a tradition in my family. And so, yeah, so I would say right from a very young age, I was encouraged to sort of be reliant on my relationship with God and, having to seek, the church's sort of hand or help, if I'm making sense. So my parents always encouraged me to sort of read my Bible myself. I remember quite a while ago, so when I was younger, I had a terrible dream, those vivid ones, where it's like it was a struggle. And then ones that you'd be screaming, Jesus, 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 until you finally sort of broke through. And I told my mum about it. And then my mum was like, girl, like, don't worry, like really encouraging me and telling me that, read Psalms, I think 35, I think. I'm not sure, but those Psalms that like a warfare, like a prayer, like a cry out to God sort type of Psalms. So she gave me that and I was meditating on it. That became like my anthem, literally like anthem. Banging it morning, afternoon, night, praying with it. So yeah, so that happened. So that dream happened, and then I moved to London. I still wasn't going to church. I wasn't really part of any church. I wasn't. But before I moved, I forgot to say that I was confirmed in Germany in an evangelical church. So confirmation is like, in a way of like a baptism, but it was a white church. It wasn't a black church. So I went through like studies of the Bible, and I graduated with some other fellows. So that happened. But after that confirmation, I didn't really go to church. And then I moved to London. So London, I didn't go to church for years and years and years. And so I was still fellowshipping. I was still devoting, the family and reading the Bible and everything, sharing, knowledge and wisdom with the family, with the Word of God. But I wasn't going to church. And I remember one time, my dad used to listen to these Ghanaian radio stations. on the radio, and they'll be, preaching, and then they'll leave their numbers behind, and also the church that they have behind. Yeah. So I really like his preaching. I was like, okay, let me try him out. Let's go and visit, because I don't really have any church. Let me go and visit. It was in East London at the time. So I went to that church. I'm not going to name the church, but I went to the church. It was cute. It was a small family church, Ghanaian church, but they were very traditional. Traditional in the sense that women were not allowed to minister, so you will not find a woman singing. So for me, it was like, an alarm bell. I was like, why? I mean, but that was the notion. I mean, that was a tradition. They believed in Old Testament church ways of doing things. So it wasn't my place to go and argue. I mean, I was really young at the time anyway. So I think I went for 6 months. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't for me. So eventually I left. And I went back home. I was still not going to church for some time. And then one time, I think it was like my second year of uni. I think it was my second year of uni. I'm not sure, second or third year of uni. And I met my spiritual father. Now my spiritual father. So I met him. I was on my way to, I don't know where I was going, but I was in a bus. And I met him. And that time I was really down. I was very, very down. I was going through personal struggles, issues, emotional issues. And I don't know, I think he was definitely God sent. Because I did not tell him what I was going through. But him being a prophet of God, he could sense it. He just knew that I needed words of encouragement. So he was just encouraging me. And then from there, we sort of, he gave me he had a business card at the time. He left his number behind. So I called him. He lived very close to me at the time as well. So that was a bonus point. So when I was very down, I called him just for some words of encouragement and guidance, spiritual guidance. So, he had time. So Prophet Innocent, shout out to you. Bless you so much. He's helped me so much spiritually with his guidance and teachings and discipline. So, we will meet up, in a cafe or somewhere close by, and then, we share the word of God, we pray. He's an activist, so he didn't really have a church. So he goes around helping people with immigration, those in detention centres, those that, are in an abusive relationship, those that are seeking divorce. Like he's literally a true follower of Christ. I mean, he literally goes out in the community and does things and represents people in court. He's not even a lawyer, but he has this boldness and courage in Christ. It's incredible. Yeah. So I was picking up things from him. So he would take me places, show me things, read the word with me. I mean, I always wanted like a quick fix. Like if I'm really down, I'll be like, oh, I want to know why I'm down. I want to know. I want an answer. But he wouldn't give it to me. He'd be like, read your Bible. He'd give me verses, like literally 20 verses. I'm like, wait, I just want to know what's up. He would give me verses to read and directions. And he said to me, like, you need to go out and seek God. Face yourself. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not God. Like, he was so blunt. Like, you have to seek God yourself. I was like, okay, that's different. That's interesting. So I was seeking God's face, in my own ways and everything. Nothing was really happening. I wasn't seeing things at the time. And during that time also, I just had a heartbreak. Self-inflicted one. Yeah, those ones. I used to break up a lot with this guy. Those ones. And then he was like, girl, I've had enough of you. You're not all that. I'm just saying, yeah. But yeah, he had enough of me. Because honestly, I was so childish. and so dramatic. Yeah, those days, like I couldn't even bear myself. I'm like, I'll be constantly breaking up with this boy. 1 minute, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done. He's like, okay, go then. Bye. And I was like, oh, are you serious? So that's what happened. Yeah, funny enough, but at the time it wasn't funny. I wasn't eating. Listen, I wasn't eating. I was crying. I was like, God, please bring this boy back. Anything, but God brought me something better. Anyway, so yeah. So when that happened, I think that's when I proper went on my knees and cried. I cried out to God because of that. And God brought me something better and all that. But yeah, so in the process, there was this particular person, like that's just like a story. This particular person that is not a stranger, someone that I So whenever I used to see her, she'd be like, "Oh, give me money. Give me money for like more." But you know those things like come about. She'd be like, "Oh, my name is Mami. Mami is like my house name. Oh, Mami, why don't you give me some £5 to buy like her?" Now I was very generous. Me, I didn't have, honestly. I was on student finance. I think at the time I didn't have money. I wasn't really working. I think I was doing support work also. I don't know, but I wasn't really getting income like that. You know. So I was like, okay, for her to ask me, that means she's really broke. So she's way older than me. That means she's really broke. So I gave it to her one time, and then second time I meet her, same thing. I was like, yeah, she's broke. And then the third time I was like, no, wait, like, nah, she's taking a mick or something. The third time I was literally like, she's definitely taking a mick, and I'm not going to give it to her again. But I said that I must be like, no, I'm not going to give that woman that money again. So at the time, I wasn't signaling. I was like, why was she taking my money? Not like she was sending me to buy the like. All the 3 occasions, she just takes a £5, and I remember it was like a £5 note at the time. I wasn't understanding. Cool. So fast track some months ahead. Then I started to have a dream about this woman again. I wasn't even thinking about her. And I have a dream about her, like not really a good dream, like a struggling kind of dream, like negative vibes kind of dream. So I was like, what's this dream about? Maybe it's just random one. So I wasn't fussed about it. And then what kind of made me kick start was she came up to me after I had my dream that she'd had a dream about me and someone close to me. And I was like, okay, what's it about? She's like, oh, I'm not going to tell you. I was like, but I'm going to tell the person that you were in the dream with. And I was like, okay, so why are you even telling me that you had a dream about me if you're not going to tell me what the dream was about? I was like, okay, anyway, fine. So eventually the person told me the dream because she went on to tell the person the dream. I was like, okay, it wasn't a good dream anyway. It wasn't a good dream. Clearly nothing good came from that girl. I've come to find out. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Let's see. I mean, still rolling with life and everything. So at the time I wasn't going to church. I was still looking for a church to go because I left the old traditional church that I found on the radio. So I was, when I met Prophet was like, oh, you need to find a church. I don't know whether I don't think, because I think he asked me what church I went to, and I think I said I wasn't going to any church I was looking. So he said to me, you need to find a church because I could see that you're supposed to be part of the choir. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, cool. So that kind of kicked me to actually find a church again because I gave up. Because I thought, oh, this area crowd, there weren't really any black churches around anyway. So I was like, this area, Anyway, so I found the church in Dagenham, the church that I go now. I've been with them for about 7 years, 8 years. So I found the church and been fellowshipping with them. When I was younger, when I was in Ghana, I remember I used to go to assemblies with my uncle. So I kind of had a little bit of the doctrine, so I was fine with it. So it was good. It would help me a lot when I joined. Ministry wise, it really helped me a lot. So that boosted my spiritual life, my walk with God. But at the time, I would say I was still religious. I was still reliant on men of God to tell me when to fast and, to encourage me without seeking God's face myself. So then I started to have dreams, like really vivid dreams about myself, about people close to me, and a lot of times these dreams will actually happen. It really will happen. Or I will dream about something, about someone. I'm like, oh, this is what happened. I dreamt about you, and they'll confirm that actually happened. I'm like, okay. So then I became to realize that I had this gifting. I had this gifting of prophecy, dreams, visions, and it was also confirmed to me by prophets. And that is one of my gifts. Because what we have to know is, before you were even born, God already knew you in your mother's womb. And every one of us, we have spiritual giftings. If you seek for it, if you pray, God will reveal to you what your spiritual giftings are. It could be preaching, could be singing, could be prophecy, could be encouraging, could be giving, could be anything. And so once you ask God, He will reveal to you, and you use your visions and your gifting for the right things. That's the most important thing, is that whatever you're given, is to glorify the name of God, Jesus Christ. Okay, He's my God. So that vision or whatever it is, teachings that you have, is to, you know, to encourage others, etc. So the dreams became vivid. There's certain things that God would show me about myself, and then some years down the line, I have that exact thing will happen. I'm like, wait, this is not deja vu. No, it's not deja vu. This was a revelation. So it happened, and so eventually I accepted it. Sometimes it was quite scary, especially when you had like a really negative dream about someone. Like, it's not every dream that I would tell the person. I'll just pray about it and now intercede for the person. So, you know, it became like, okay, I accepted it, that gift. I mean, I was struggling to accept it, because sometimes when you tell people, oh, be careful, I had this dream about you, or my spirit is telling me this about you, then you may look like, who are you? Like, are you sure you're really from God, kind of thing? What you have to understand is God reveals to redeem. And yes, it's not everyone that sees things that's from God. I remember some time ago, I went to Dawson Market to buy hair products, one of those shops on the high street. So when I picked up whatever it was, I forgot what it was. I picked it up, went to the till, and obviously I was giving the money to the man. I think it was an Asian man. I don't know what part of Asia, but those Indian, Pakistani, or Bengali, one of them. And as soon as I literally went like this, he started to read my palms and started to say things about myself. I was like, how did this man know all this? Just by me turning my hand, but how did he know? Obviously, he had some kind of powers. You know, he probably was a prophet in his own right. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be understanding that there are prophets that are not of God. People see things. People can see the stars. People don't have to go and dream. I had this dream. Some people can actually see things as they sit here. They can see things, visions. I'm not at the stage yet. I mean, I know that's quite scary, but I'm not at that stage yet. But some people can see your stars and blessings, and they want to either seize it, abort it, or kill you, destroy. Okay, that's what the enemy does. He likes to distort people's blessings and people's destinies. So you have to be vigilant. You have to be aware. And the only way you can be aware is when you're in tune with the spirit. We are physical beings, but at the same time, we are spiritual. We are spiritual in the sense that anytime that you go to bed, anytime you go to bed, you're a spirit. You dream. You wander. Have you asked yourself why you wander? Because you've got this spiritual thing in you. And so we neglect our spirits a lot. We all can be spiritual. But not all of us have the time and the humility and the attention to be trained to get to that stage. And it's such a rewarding state, because now anyone that comes close to me, I'm aware. Be family, be friends, be relationships, I'm aware. God reveals to me. It's crazy how sometimes I'll meet a guy and at the time it wouldn't sync. Or I'll meet a friend or whatever relation, business relationship, whatever intimacy, whatever it is, that God reveals to me way before. But at the time, it wouldn't make sense. Until maybe that thing just flops. I'm like, God even told me. I did not listen, you know? And God talks. He really warns us in many ways. It could be like this picture on the bus that only you feel like everyone is seeing it, but it's only you that's seen that message. That voice that's speaking to you about something. Don't go. God is very silent. The Spirit of God is very calm and gentle, unlike the enemy's voice, which is literally pressing. So if God opens your eyes and trains you to listen to his voice, then you will know when to speak, when not to speak, who to sit with, who not to sit with. There are so many people that I know that any time that I meet them, my spirit subconscious, not me physically do it, but subconsciously, my spirit scans them. It sounds a bit weird, but yeah, my spirit scans them, because people change for the good, for the best, for the worst. So if you've changed towards me, if you're starting to be some way or envious, or you're looking at me, taking me up and down because you see me wearing this, then my spirit will tell me, Mariam, be careful. Don't divulge. Don't reveal what you're about to do to this person, because this person does not think good about you. Then I'll back up. Then I'll be more cautious. I'll be more vigilant around that person. So that's the things of the spirit. When you become spiritual, you become vigilant, you become vulnerable, you become anxious because of the things that you see that are not comfortable. A lot of things that you see in the spirit are not comfortable. You really need the bravery and the courage to withstand that. So I just want to tell you today, as a Christian, as a believer, even those that are not believers, God is real. I keep saying God is real. As long as you seek his face diligently, challenge him positively. And the thing about challenging God is this: you can't just tell God, I want you to do this for you. He expects something. Don't expect, it's a two-way thing, it's a covenant. He expects something in return. He expects something. So you have to be ready to sacrifice whatever it is to receive whatever you want. But the reason why I cited that story of the woman that I was given, that was asking me for the money, £5, £5, as time has progressed and as I have grown in Christ and as I've become spiritual, I've now understood that I was giving away something there spiritually. It wasn't money that was given. It wasn't £5 that I was losing. But the money that I gave her, she could stand on that money and do something against me. So the dreams that I was having about her was God telling me that the money that was given to this woman was not used for like a mobile. It wasn't used for like a mobile. It really wasn't used for like a mobile. It was used to work against me. And the Lord revealed unto me, and that thing has been broken. So you need to be careful who you give your treasures to. Your money, even if it's just £1, who are you giving that money to? Don't just give your physical money to just anybody. Pray over that money, that gift that you've given to that friend of yours, that family member of yours. Have you prayed over it? It's not everywhere that you go. There are some people that don't have the right spirit. People need to understand this, and a lot of times they don't even know it's not them. They are possessed. They are attracting certain kinds of spirits and certain kinds of, say, vibes. It's spiritual stuff are real. Like we say vibes. That's just a nice way of saying spirits. Like spirits are real. We need to be aware of soul ties. Soul ties, another thing. That's just a different chapter altogether, a different episode altogether. But things like this, it's not everyone that you sit with. When I say sits with, I'm not saying don't sit with people. I'm not saying be prideful. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not everyone that you share your secret to. It's not everyone that you invite to your house. It's not everyone that you tell your next move to. No. Tell it to God. You can't trust no one. Like me right now at the stage, I can't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody apart from God. I don't even trust myself. I'm human. Do you understand? So let's be vigilant, especially in this time. God is speaking to us in many ways and we are not understanding because we're not attentive or because we're not trained to see things in the spiritual angle. All we know is the physical things. But the greater things and the most mysterious things is spiritual. It's spiritual. So please, let's be kind, let's be vigilant, let's be attentive because the enemy is roaring around to devour, to kill, and to destroy. So this is the time for you to get closer to God. Please get closer to God. It's very important. It really is. It really is. God has helped me in many ways. There's been so many things that the enemy tries, and it's a constant battle. When you start to follow Christ and serve Him, your battles are. It's constant. It's constant. But God is on our side, so we won't shake. I'm never shaking. I've become so strong. I've become so courageous and confident. I've not always been confident. There's no every day that I'm confident. Some days I'm doubting myself. Some days I'm anxious and everything negative. I'm depressed and everything. But God gives me hope and He gives me assurance because He reveals things to me personally concerning my life. Like if I want to know about this person that I met, or this business deal that I'm about to sign, or this friend that says this or that, or whatever it is, this family member that's done this, God, I can just go on my knees. I'm in Wednesday born, I'm in fear. So what I normally do is, if I really want to see God's face, I declare 3 days fasting, starting from the date that I was born on Wednesday. and I'll see God's face, and I'm like, God, like, I want an answer to this. I want an answer to this. And so tell me about this person. Or Lord, tell me about this business deal. Lord, tell me about my next move. Lord, tell me about this woman or this man that I'm about to give my money to, or I'm about to give that treacherous thing to. Speak to God. Speak to God. He is there, and he's always willing to understand where you're coming from, even though you might feel like what you're doing is totally wrong. It's not wrong in the sight of God, because before He already knows everything. He knows everything. So yeah, guys, I'm not going to be dragging on and on and on, but I'm going to say, pay attention to your spirit and become more spiritual than religious. That's the only way forward from now onwards. Being reliant on pastors is not going to save you. Have a relationship with God. That's the most important thing I'll leave you with today. I want to thank you so much for subscribing, for liking, for sharing the last episode. Please share and like this episode and all our episodes that will come, because now we're giving you all the juice, backlog from December, so I'm catching up back to back. Yeah, so I want to thank you all.